I think there are other dimensions of living. Yes, because if you look at it, dogs, all right, there's a spectrum of sound that dogs can hear that we humans cannot. And the same thing with bats. Bats as well can sense some spectrum of sound that we humans cannot. Then sharks have a very, very sharp sense of smell as well. Okay, they can perceive, smell. Yes, they can perceive blood, rather, yeah, okay, from a very, very long distance in water. All right, so that is a very, very great, sense that they have that we humans do not. Now, it just goes to show that even in the physical plane of things, when we talk about five senses, all right, there are some aspects, all right, of these perceptions physical that even we humans cannot tap into. Okay, so now you can just imagine now you're standing and maybe you have a pet dog, for instance, and the dog starts barking. Okay, the dog is hearing something that you as a human cannot hear. Sound, the dog can hear it, but you can't hear it, but it's still within your environment. Just imagine that. So now, going to the question of spirituality and the physical life, okay, our physical bodies, our spiritual bodies, okay, because at this point in life, okay, we should have realized that there's more to just this physical earth, this physical things that we can touch and we can sense around us. There's more to it. There's a spiritual aspect to life. All right. So now, for some would just be wondering, okay, when you say spiritual, how if I can't touch it, if I can't see it, I can't believe it. All right. Some people have that. If I can't touch it, the proverbial doubting Thomas. Okay. If I can't see, touch, taste it, then I'm not party to it, okay? Or someone that says, oh, if I cannot dissect it in the lab, then I'm not party to it. But then you look at it, even on the physical plane, all right? Even physical, just physical things like sound. There are some aspects of sound you cannot hear, even though you have ears. Doesn't that just go to show that there's really much more to life? So, the Bible lets us know that when a man dies, when he's no more, he puts on a spiritual body. It talks about the plants having their own body, every human being every living thing having its own body. The spiritual also has its own body. So when the Bible talks of the resurrection, okay, we shall have bodies that are spiritual bodies that God alone knows, okay? And it's only when we get to that time that we'll begin to appreciate what this means. So this just brings us to the thought that there is more to life. So we cannot afford to just live our lives the way we want, anyhow, okay? With the belief that, oh, I have the freedom to live anyhow I want it. If it makes me feel good, then I'm doing it, okay? That concept of freedom to do what you please. It's my body, so I do what I want, okay? So my own take is, just exercise some note of caution, okay? That there's really more than what meets the eyes, all right? There's more to life than what we can see, feel, touch, okay? There's more. There's a spiritual dimension, which the Bible lets us know and introduces us to take our time to find out what the Bible says about what life, the real meaning of life, and what obtains even when the physical existence is over. So we need to be thinking of both sides, all right? We can't just be focusing on just the physical realm alone, because look at it, a child is born today. Where did that child come from? Okay, where did that spirit come from? So you found yourself here and you don't know exactly what is going to be after. So you may belong to the school of thought that is like, okay, when we get there, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. That's fine. Okay, but my own thought is, start thinking of the bridge, all right? Even as long as you have information about that bridge, start thinking of how you'll be able to cross that bridge, just in case you may need to prepare yourself before you get to the bridge. Okay, so really we need to look at that aspect of the spirituality of life and how we live our life today as we are present. Okay, because the concept of freedom is many times misunderstood. All right, there was a study that was conducted with school children. All right, now it was discovered that when school children, they are playing, children playing in a playground, all right, and they try to compare what it would be like when you have a playground and you have like a fence around, okay, maybe a barricade around, maybe beside a busy road, for instance, and you have a playground in which there was no barricade. To discover that children will play more freely where there's a barricade around, where they can able to know where the boundaries are for their play. Okay, without those boundaries, they are more fearful and restricted in their play. The same thing even as yourself. Just imagine for a moment that you were on a 10-story building and you were on the 10th floor, all right, and you came out to the balcony and that balcony did not have a railing. All right, now just compare in your mind how you will feel on a balcony on the 10th floor with and without a railing. Which one will make you more comfortable to step out to the balcony? If you're like me, it will be the balcony with the railing. Okay, even though you're on the 10th floor, you feel more secure that there's a railing on that 10th floor before you can step out to the balcony, because you want to be sure that you're not going to fall off. Okay, so the same thing applies to life. That barricade, that railing simplifies the boundaries, okay, of existence, of actions, of beliefs, of things we do. That represents that. So when you're talking of absolute freedom, is a life without those barriers, without the barricades, okay? Without that absolute freedom, you can fall off because you just don't know where the boundaries are. So we need to recognize that life in itself, freedom in itself, okay, has their limits, their boundaries we need to observe. It will be foolhardy to just believe that, oh, I'm free to do whatever I want, anything I want to do, I'm just free to do it. We need to be cautious.